The very last sugar mill in the Hawaiian Islands is now on your right. The island you are visiting is 48 miles long and 26 miles wide, a respectable size, about 720 square miles, but let's keep it in perspective. It exists pretty much in the middle of 64 million square miles of nothing but ocean, with a sprinkle of islands here and there. The Pacific Ocean covers about 1/3 of the entire planet. This is a big ocean, and you're in a seriously remote place. Welcome to Polynesia, the many-peopled place. These are oceanic islands, and these are an oceanic people. The island of Maui is a volcanic island and consists of two very large volcanoes with a saddle between the two. You are riding in that saddle right now. Slumbering Haleakala is the larger of the two volcanoes, and it's sitting there looking majestic right off the nose of your vehicle. Haleakala built up layer upon layer of molten lava and then finally rose above the sea somewhere between 4,000 and 750,000 years ago, depending on your belief system, about the time the saber-toothed tigers and mastodons were roaming around Europe wondering why there were no people to eat, mostly because they couldn't find the Garden of Eden. The volcano rises 10,023 feet above the sea. Haleakala is currently snoozing, but may erupt again. It's considered dormant, temporarily inactive, by no means extinct. It last erupted in the 1700s, just a blink in geological time. Between the two volcanoes are 50 square miles of sugar on the hoof. Maui's story is a sweet one. 2,000 years ago, Polynesian voyagers arrived here from the Marquesa and Tahitian islands. They brought sugarcane and other useful plants with them. Sugarcane has done a lot to shape the island's modern history, demographics, politics, economy, and waistlines. The fields of ripening cane can be seen on the left and the right side of the road in this area. Look for the low-to-the-ground new plantings a variety agriculturalists have developed called sweet and low. A little further on, notice how the cane is the same height on both sides of the road. That's where Maui farmers grow the equal. If you're from Germany, you didn't get that joke, and I'm glad I wasn't around to hear the groans from the rest of you. This is a rural island. There are no cities on Maui. 98% of the island is undeveloped. Maui's small international airport is on your left. We are leaving behind the port town of Kahului, Maui's largest town, population 26,000 people. In a few moments, we will be on Maui's North Shore. Look for Baldwin Beach Park on the left, an optional stop at mile marker 6 with restrooms. and then Paia Town at the next traffic light, an optional stop. This section describes North Shore beaches you shouldn't know about and a plantation town that's been colonized by young European women and hippies that fell off the cliff in San Francisco and floated into Paia Bay. Look for Baldwin Beach Park at mile marker 6. Baldwin is probably the finest beach on Maui's North Shore. It's an optional stop with porta potty restrooms. The concrete restroom that had been there for 60 years fell into the sea in 2011, and you should have seen the guy's face in stall number 3. Just after the beach is the hysterical plantation town of Paia, the largest town on Maui's North Shore and the gateway to the Hana coastline. Beautiful Paia Bay can be accessed across the basketball courts at the beginning of town. Make your way through the aromatic flock of young dreadlocked neo-hippies resting up from a hard day of asking you for $5. Colorful and fun, Paia retains its local flavor and authenticity. The town's restaurants are recommended, the fish flown in daily from California. An international crowd is drawn to the wind, wave, surf, and sand found in the area. There's lots of cool shopping in town, but save it for this evening or another day. Paia Town grew up around Sugar Mill Number 2. Once Maui's largest town, early vehicles ran on molasses alcohol from the sugar mill, and it's rumored so did a few of the workers. It might interest you to know you can buy a 50-gallon drum of molasses for just a few dollars on Maui. A byproduct of the sugar industry, molasses is the base for rum alcohol. Don't ask me how I know this. Words of advice: always eat before drinking moonshine. I know you are suddenly inspired, but resist the urge to set up a small experimental still in the bathtub of your hotel room. A 50-gallon drum of molasses from Maui. Now that's a souvenir. If you get turned around and find yourself headed uphill, you will end up in Makawao at around 2,000 feet of elevation. Must be the thin air, nothing up there but naked gay cowboys being massaged by girls who woke up on the purple side and were willing to shell out $15,000 for a master's degree in massage arts. Best bumper sticker sightum in that town, Venus, Mars, Makawao. Enough said. It was on a truck parked outside the Stopwatch Bar in Makawao, which, ironically, is located directly across the street from the Minute Stop convenience store. You can't make this stuff up. By the way, I have nothing against gay cowboys. Riding a horse all day would probably get parts of me itching that needed scratching too. you head out of Paia, the scent of patchouli oil should be subsiding. The firehouse on the left used to be the courthouse for the Makawao district. Look for the Monokuji Sotozen Mission coming up on the left with its Iramoya-style hipped and gabled roof. Lots of Japanese folks came to Hawaii to work in the sugar plantations. So did Chinese, Filipino, Portuguese, Scottish, Scandinavians, Puerto Ricans, Koreans, Okinawans, Micronesians, and from just about everywhere else too. To get a driver's license in Hawaii, you have to prove that you have at least 4 of these ethnicities in your family tree. Folks on the mainland know us as the melting pot of the Pacific. Locally, we know ourselves as chop suey, all mixed up. You should be seeing the mile marker 7 sign any second now. If this is actually the first mile marker sign you've seen, keep it to yourself and pretend you know what you're doing. If it can work for an entire career, it will work for a drive in the country. We are now headed directly east. If you continue on this road, you will eventually come to the bridge that takes you over to California. About now, little Caden is asking you, is that true? Tell him, no. We do have a tunnel though, Caden. Yeah, former lava tube, got some Obama bucks, and just extended the Ka'eleku. Out through Wainapanapa, turned the corner, and it's pretty much a straight shot. Alright, I gotta keep talking because there's an awkward space between here and mile marker 8, but you are already probably hopelessly confused anyway, so I'm gonna start talking it up in hopes of getting a free meal there someday. Mama's Fish House, coming up right at mile marker 8. This is a famous place. Bring a couple of gold cards. Caden can wash dishes. He should have it worked off by the time you head back to sunny Seattle. Seriously nice place, and they got a secret beach I'm not supposed to tell you about. Kuau Cove. Looks all private, like maybe they own it, you can't see it from the road. But guess what? All the beaches in Hawaii are public property up to the high water line. Nice folks, mention us, tell them they were recommended, like they need the business. Public beach parking provided at the top of the lot. Right after Mama's, you will likely see plenty of ocean. Should be on the left. If it's on the right, something's wrong. This area is known as Ho'okipa, which means hospitality. Now that is one of those colossal cosmic jokes. This area was reserved for chiefs to surf, commoners like you and I, not allowed. Some of the surfers out there today actually might be descended from Hawaiian highborn chiefs. Either that, or they're over from Pasadena. This is one hardcore local surf break. Respect the lineup. Hang on to Mama if she's all gung-ho to jump in here and paddle out. You should soon see a point of land jutting into the water with cars parked on it. There's an overlook on the point and it's highly recommended. Pull into the overlook and hop out along the railing. Look for sea turtles here. If you see a turtle and he disappears and no one else sees him, well, that was your turtle. This usually happens right after you shout out, "Turtle! Turtle!" The turtle dives for the deep and no one else sees one the entire trip. Walk down to the end of the railing for an amazing view of the action and surf breaking on the rocks. Use the restrooms before you head out.